Hey everybody, welcome back for another memory keeping video. So this is for the week of April 28th through May 4th, and I believe in my May kit lineup I said I was going to use leftovers from my Lord of the Rings kit, but we didn't watch any Lord of the Rings, I didn't read any Lord of the Rings, and we didn't go hiking either, which is what that art also would have been good for, because I believe there were high winds this weekend, so it just didn't seem like a good time to go outside. I can deal with rainy weather and hiking. Windy weather, like 20 miles an hour or higher outside, not so much great hiking weather. So instead, what I did is I pulled in a bunch of leftovers and did a little experiment. So I had this full box sheet from Cinderella paper that I believe I got sent as a freebie a long time ago, and I think it was from a kit called like Stay Classy or something, which we'll come back to the term classy in just a little bit. But then I didn't have any like functional bits of that kit. So what I did was I pulled in leftovers from two kits that basically had almost the same color scheme. I think one was called like Kitty Cat or something, and another, I don't even remember what it was called. I just remember using the art when I went wedding dress shopping like 3.5 years ago. So because all of those colors basically were pretty neutral, I was able to pull them together and use them to have some functional bits for this week. I also felt like this matched this week better because it was the start of May, which is when my birthday is, and I did a lot of shopping this weekend, not for myself, mostly for other people because I had some college graduations coming up and I wanted to get some gifts for people. And also we had some birthdays besides just mine coming up in May. May has turned into a very busy birthday month in my husband's family as people are having kids. So that's quite funny. So yeah, one of the shops we went to is like they just recently opened, I think, a brick and mortar store in the last year or so, but the owner has been making jewelry for like at least 5 years. So I felt like that matched this kit kind of because there are earrings and a ring and everything. Honestly, between you and me, if you're watching this, I was saving this art for like a family engagement or something. Like if one of my siblings got engaged, but I've been holding on to it, and honestly, the weeks that people have gotten engaged, either I didn't know about it until much, much later, or it was like during a holiday season when I already had kits planned. So just being honest. Also, it was mostly my brothers, so they don't make it into my planner as much as my sisters do. I'll just be totally honest. So yeah, managed to pull together a lot of coordinating elements with this week though. So I'm quite happy with how it turned out. Also, it's like you don't really have to have a perfect reason to use a kit, but it's nice when it happens. So in the sidebar, the quote box says, "A woman with class is timeless." And let's be clear, when I talk about being classy, I do not mean the like super old-fashioned, like kind of 1950s nostalgia for things that never really quite existed. When I talk about class, when I think about someone being classy, it's someone who's like very generous, but like, and like a good host, but at the same time, like, doesn't judge people for dressing differently or for like dyeing their hair different colors or like having piercings and all of that. Like I think when people say that someone's classy, they have like a picture in their mind of a very like very like conventional person, and like that's how I dress and that's my style with a little bit of like boho element. But some of the classiest people I've met have like cyan colored hair and nose piercings and all sorts of stuff like that, and or are like low-key goth and wear black all the time. And you know what? I support that, because to me being classy means like helping other people, being there for other people, all that type of stuff. And when you do host a party, you think about your guests first because you've invited them to celebrate with you instead of thinking about what might look good on Instagram, like that type of thing. I don't know. Let me know what you think about that. I was going to try to do a voiceover without any hot takes this time because the last one I feel like I kind of unloaded a lot of hot takes, but that's going to be the one hot take for the video, I promise. Hopefully I haven't put too many people off. At the same time, I really enjoy having a small following, honestly, because I feel like I can just be myself and be honest and not worry about losing subscribers. Like I literally don't care if I lose YouTube subscribers or Instagram followers. It doesn't matter to me. Like I'd rather have genuine interactions with people and genuine conversations with people. And I think that's how I avoid having any sort of like drama on this channel or on my Instagram, which is really nice. That washi is really old. It is from Scotch. It's technically not even washi. It's just decorative tape. It's like plastic, but it went well with this. And then I didn't have much of a sidebar this week, so I have a this week header and checklist from some of the leftovers to mark my dinners. I put in a half box for watching Bones season 9, which I'm going to mark in a little bit. And then I pulled in a extra full box from one of the leftover kits. I wish I could remember what that kit was called. I don't think it's in circulation anymore. It might have been called like Glam or something. And then I don't think I've put down the Plan a Hannah overlay just yet. It was meant to just be like a script, but I used it basically as an overlay. But it's going to say, I do not need to be fixed, because like I'm definitely working on myself. I'm always trying to improve, but at the same time, like I think it's worthwhile to reflect on like, hey, my core personality is good. It's just how I interact with other people sometimes I might not handle every situation the best that I could, right? But that doesn't mean that like I'm inherently bad or broken or anything like that, right? Again, let me know what you think about that. So zooming in on the sidebar, I'm going to put in this judge sticker from Sweet Ava's paper, as well as a little gold church from a Plan a Hannah wedding sheet, because not to spoil Bones season 9, I'm not going to say who gets married, but there is a big wedding that is an arc in this season, so I wanted to mark that. And then I'm going to put in that Plan a Hannah script that says I do not need to be fixed. I think she still sells this sheet. It's like a little script sheet of like different self-love quotes, and that's going to be in gold as well. So I just kind of want to use this sheet up, so I'm going to use it this week, and I'll probably use it the next week after this as well. Monday was April 28th. Again, I meant to have a vitamins habit tracker, but I only took my vitamins on Monday, so we're just going to mark it here with a little gold heart from Wonton in a Million. Then I went to work and taught my morning classes, so I'm going to have a little backpack from Beneva Creations, because even as a professor, I carry a backpack. That's a change I made in the last year, and it has been saving my back and my neck and my shoulders. It's really been a game changer. So that's why I like to mark classes sometimes with a backpack. And then for my afternoon class, I was meeting with them one-on-one to go over their final research papers. So I have these little kind of like conferencing stickers from Sweet Ava's paper. And in between all of that, I was grading some papers, or more like small assignments, I think. So I have a little grading sticker from Sweet Ava's paper. I was exhausted after all of that, so that's also from Sweet Ava's paper, and so is a little paper clip at the bottom of the day to mark that my husband was working late this night. Working late for him usually means like not getting home till like 8, maybe 9, because he has some sort of community meeting. He normally works like 8:30 to 5:30 for context. I have a much more flexible schedule than him. So the goal, let me know if you have a life partner or a spouse or something. So my husband and I are exactly the same age. So basically our goal right now is to make sure that we retire the same year. That is our goal. But yeah, I don't know how other people handle that. Pretty much every sticker on Tuesday is from Sweet Ava's paper, so I'll just talk you through what happened that day. I was really tired. I did some yoga, which felt good. I graded some bibliographies, and then I had a few more conference meetings. I opened it up, my schedule, on Tuesday to the students. I made most of the meetings during their class time on Monday, Wednesday, but if anybody wanted to meet with me on Tuesday, I opened that up because I did have free time on Tuesday. And then I filmed my May lineup and my May monthly this day. And I love that rotary phone. I would love a rotary phone, even if it's just like a decorative one. I think they're so pretty. I do like old-fashioned things. But then sometimes the aesthetics of that, especially on places like Instagram, get you into some weird rabbit holes with some strange people who you're like, okay, I like the look of old things. I don't like the ideology of old things, or people who want to go back to a time that wasn't quite nice for everybody. Anyway, Wednesday was denim day, which if you don't know, how do I put this on YouTube without getting flagged or something? You can look it up. I was feeling particularly pissed off this day about it just because of who's in charge of the country right now, quite frankly. So I wore my skinniest skinny jeans. It's a trigger warning if you look up denim day, because it is pretty disturbing why it's commemorated, but yeah. I marked that with some jeans from Wonton and a Million. I went and taught my classes, did some more conference meetings, and then I was just really annoyed about something work related, but I'm not going to go into that today. Did some more grading, and then John Mulaney's Everybody's Live was on this evening. Thursday was International Workers' Day, otherwise known as May Day, so happy day to you if you're a worker, which I assume pretty much all of you are. So I marked that with a little coffee cup from Wonton and a Million. My husband was working from home. We did have to get the thermostat repaired this day because I feel like April is a month where we don't have to use either the heating or the air conditioning. It's really quite nice. Our bills are quite low because the weather's very mild and our insulation's good. So we went to switch on either thing, probably the heater still, and the thermostat was just broken. So we had to get a new one. So I have this little air conditioner from Sweet Apes Paper for that. So really, it was just the control panel that had to be replaced because it died. And then we went to replace the batteries, like the battery backup, and like it just never came back. So we had to get a new one. That's fine. We rent, so we didn't pay for that. And then I was lesson planning. That is also from Sweet Apes Paper. I graded and had a few more kind of backup conference meetings with students. And then I started a ThreadUp bundle this evening. So that button is from Wonton and a Million. I decided to pull in a little bit of green just because this was such a neutral kit. And I didn't have exact matches for the things that I marked on Wednesday and Thursday. So I was like, what's a little bit of green? That kind of works. So ThreadUp is an online thrift store basically, and what you can do is place an order, but one way you can place an order is opening up what they call a bundle. So that holds those items for you because other people can buy them, you know, because it's a thrift store. But then you can keep adding things until you're ready to ship it. So that's what I did. Friday, my husband worked from home again, and I had a showcase at work. So I was doing some professional development where I was meeting with other people and working on some like collaborative learning strategies to improve student engagement and success. So this was kind of our end of semester event for that. So that went well. And then I added to my ThreadUp bundle, again, I was able to thrift these saltwater sandals, which I never knew that's what they were called. Like I didn't know that was a brand, but they remind me of sandals that I had from Payless in the late 90s, early 2000s. Did anybody else do this? We all had like matching shoes or matching outfits. Like I feel like that was a thing in the late 90s, early 2000s. Maybe it was just me, but let me know. Just having like all these things in different sizes depending on your kids, and they all wore them at the same time. I don't know. But anyway, I marked that with a Carly Plans Birkenstock sticker because that's the closest thing I had. I was really excited about those. They're so comfortable and I got such a good deal on them. And they came in really good condition too, so that was really surprising. Then we went out to dinner, so that date night script is from Magical Sticker Co. One of the Mexican restaurants nearby had like a parade that came by the restaurant that we were at, so that was kind of fun. I think it was related to Cinco de Mayo. And then I was just really restless this night. May I knew was going to be a really busy month with a lot of like travel and events going on, so I was just feeling a little overwhelmed. Saturday, I kind of had a lazy morning just watching YouTube, and then I did the budget, so that's from Itty Bitty Sticker Co. And then we went to a whole bunch of shops to get gifts for people and shop around. So the first place we stopped was kind of a jewelry store, gift store. That's a local business that I wanted to support, so I think I picked up some things for my sisters for their graduations there. And then we went to the nursery. Don't remember what we bought, but we needed something there. So that's from Sweet Apes Paper. And then we went to Underground Books, which is a Black-owned bookstore in Sacramento. So that is from Corks and Corgs Co. And so is the Transgender Pride Flag, because we went to another gift store that I believe is owned by someone from the LGBTQ community. And they're very vocal about that and supportive of that. So I wanted to use one of my Corks and Corgs Co. flags for that. And then I came home and listened to Sticky Bun Boys, which is a podcast, so that is from Plannahannah. Sunday was Star Wars Day, so may the 4th be with you. That's a really old sticker from Adorkable Stickers. I slept in and it was really, really windy this day. So I had wanted to go hiking this day, but with the winds, I was like, I don't think that's going to be a great idea. I'm not trying to get hit by a tree branch out here, and that's kind of likely this time of year sometimes. So yeah, didn't do anything this day really. I listened to Boneheads, which is a Bones rewatch podcast. I filmed a plan with me, I think, and then I removed my press-on nails that I had put on like several weeks before. They've been lasting me a really long time lately, so that's nice. So that sticker is also from Carly Plans. And then the little cat icon at the bottom is from Planet Hannah. That was just to mark that Clover yacked a little bit, which was a little concerning just because she had done it the month before as well, and she doesn't normally regurgitate, if you get my drift. So she hasn't done it since this day, I don't think, so I think she's fine. It's just sometimes she eats a little too fast, I think. Although really it's our other cat who eats way too fast. So that is the final look. I really love how this turned out, and I was so surprised because I was not sure with all the leftovers how it was going to look. But sometimes even if the sticker sheets don't look that pretty anymore because they've got all sorts of just leftovers on them, you can still make a great week out of them. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you were up to this week down below, and I will talk to you in my next video. Bye!